Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. Today it is my Eurovisionathon 2025 TBR. So, haven't posted anything in a little bit, and I'm also don't have the usual excitement for this. I have just kind of had a bad health flare. I'm in the middle of one and I don't have a lot of energy or excitement really, and this is the best I could do. So I am still excited for the readathon. Like, I've really been looking forward to it, but I just don't have the energy to share my excitement with you. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And I have an asshole of a cat. Stop being so mean. I'm sorry for how choppy this video is gonna be between me having to cut out yawns and also Percy is being a complete asshole, and so I have to keep getting up to shoo him away from. Just leave him be. He's not even doing anything. As I was saying, we're just going to get into the books. I'm not going to talk about anything else. If you want to know anything about the readathon, Helen will be linked below, and her announcement video and all of that information. I don't have a book for every country. I almost never do. I'm going to talk more about my goals for the readathon during the readathon. I'm hoping to do vlogs. We'll see how I'm feeling, but basically I'm trying to mark off a couple of countries I haven't before while also taking some things off my TBR. That's the main plan. So the first country I have something for is Armenia. And for this, I actually have two options by the same author. I have Sorry Bro and Lavash at First Sight by Tillin Voskuni. Both of them are like contemporary romances, I think both queer, that feature Armenian Americans, and the author is also Armenian American. Next is Australia. As per usual, not going to pick anything out for Australia. I'm going to see how well we do in the contest and then maybe try and sneak something in towards the end of the readathon, depending on whether we get kicked out or not. So, next is Austria. I've never marked Austria off before. This one is part of a series I'm going to talk about multiple times. This one is Last Dance in Salzburg by Vivian Conroy. This is book 4 in this series. Not going to talk about it too much here. I have book 2 in here somewhere, and I will talk about the series more when we get to that one. Belgium, which I've also never marked off. I have Resistance by Anita Shreve. Don't really know. This one is World War II. And the back mentions something about a Belgian resistance fighter. And I think it's set in Belgium or in France, maybe. I don't know, but I saw it came up when I searched Belgium, and I was like, that'll do. And I found an ebook copy of it, so it's ready to go. Okay, first one I have a physical copy of is for Czech, and for that one I have The Last Goddess by Katarina Chakova. I don't even remember what this one is about. I think it's like women through, something about like goddesses and generations of women. I bought this one for the readathon earlier this year, so I'm very excited to actually get to it. And I think it will be kind of one that I try and start towards the very start of the readathon. because I've also never marked off check. So, all right, Finland. This one I have a ebook copy of as well, and this is Tove Jansson, Life, Art and Works by Bull Weston. I read something from Tove Jansson, I think not last year, but the year before. And I didn't really like it. It was some of her short stories, but I found her as a writer, artist, and a person very interesting. I did a little bit of research, and so I'm very excited to read this one just entirely about her. And I think she was a really interesting figure, so it should be a good read. France. I have had the worst luck with France. I don't think I've enjoyed a single book I've read for France in the entire time that I have done this readathon. Will that change this year? I don't know. I have so many options for this right now, but the one I've decided with, at least at the moment, is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. I don't really remember what this one was about, but I know that I borrowed it, or I put a hold on at the library after Junior Eurovisionathon. So I've been waiting for, that was what, November? I've been waiting since November. I am excited to finally read it. And hopefully this might be the one that breaks my bad luck with French books. We'll see. Germany. I have got The Boys from Brazil by Ira Levin. This one is set in South America, and I don't know what, I think Ira Levin was American, I assume, but I figured since this is about Joseph Mengele, who was a prominent Nazi, that it would count for Germany. And I don't know, I just thought, I bought this one, I thought it's not too long, it's something a little different, and I don't know, I thought it would be interesting. So that's the one I'm going to go with. Greece, I am reading another book in that series. This was Last Seen in Santorini by Vivian Conroy. I think this is book 2. This one's book 2. Yes. And so this is like a cozy mystery series, like set in the 30s, I think it is. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like a cozy, light-hearted sort of thing set in a couple of different countries. So we had France for book 1, we have Greece, have another one I'm going to talk about in a second, and then Austria. I've already read book 1 and I enjoyed it, so I'm hoping this will be sort of a fun, easy way to mark off a couple of countries. Next is Iceland, and for that one I have Miss Iceland by, oh god, Ordia Eva Olafsdottir. This one is about a woman who wants to be a writer, but then ends up becoming like a beauty queen in Iceland. She is Icelandic. She doesn't just randomly become a beauty queen in Iceland, you know. Anyway, it sounds like it could be a fun read. Italy. And we have A Fatal Encounter in Tuscany, which is the third book by Vivian Conroy. Yeah, this is the only one. I bought this one for a couple of dollars a few months ago with the idea of having it here in Eurovisionathon, and here we go. Here it is. Yeah, hopefully I enjoy book 2. And I honestly might not even read these in order. As far as I know, it's one of those series that you don't really have to read in order. And so I might read this first. I don't know. We'll see. Malta. Malta is another country I've never marked off before. And I found 2 options. And I think I'm going to go with this one, which is A Death in Malta by Paul Karuna Glizia. I believe this is like a memoir, and I think it's about the murder of his mother. Maybe? I don't know. I've, as I said, never marked up Malta. Found this one and I was like, that'll do. That'll do. It does sound actually quite good. From when I did look it up originally, I was excited about it. So here's hoping I enjoy it enough to finish it. The Netherlands. Okay, for this one, I decided to go with Guernica, the biography of a 20th century icon by Gijs van Henssenbergen. So Guernica and Picasso, of course, are Spanish, but the author is Dutch. And so I really wanted to read this one, already had a book for Spain, and I thought, well, I'll use this one for the Netherlands instead, and I'm very excited about that one. Norway is next, and for that one I have The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargraves. Started this one for Norway last year, ran out of time, didn't get to finish it, was absolutely loving it. Like, I figured that this would be my favorite book of last year for the readathon. Maybe otherwise, I don't know. But yeah, I ran out of time. So starting it from the start again, because I can't remember anything that happened. And hopefully I still really enjoy it this time around. And then Poland. Okay, this one I have The Silent Unseen by Amanda McCrinner. Last year I finally read Trader, which is, this is kind of like slightly related to this one. I'm not really sure how, because I didn't really want to read the back of this one. I wanted to kind of go into it not knowing much, just to see if I could kind of connect those dots to Trader by myself. But this one is set in Poland in July 1944. That's all I've let myself read of the back. And I'm very excited because I did really enjoy Trader. So there's that one. Next is Serbia, which is also a country that I haven't marked off before, and I haven't written down the name of this author. So this one is The Balkan Express, and the author is Slavenka Drakulic. Anyway, I read a book from her last year and I enjoyed it. And then I found a ebook copy of this one, and this one marks off Serbia, and I was like, well, there we go. Perfect. So I really enjoyed that one that I read from her last year. So I'm hoping this one I will also really enjoy. Spain. This is one of my most exciting ones because this is a buddy read with Helen. We are buddy reading The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas. Honestly, again, haven't really looked at this one too much. I really enjoyed The Spanish Love Deception, so I'm very excited for this one, and of course super excited to get to read it with Helen, because as I've said many times, she's my favorite person to buddy read with, so it should be a good time. Sweden, almost there. Again, I have never marked off Sweden because I've put this book on the TBR multiple times and still haven't read it. But one year I'm going to put it on the TBR and I am going to read it. And it might be this year. It might be. I don't know. But it is Beartown by, oh God, what's his name? Who is this book by? Oh my God, Beartown. I didn't write this down because I was like, I know this. I know the answer. Fredrik Backman. Fredrik Backman. Beartown, Sweden. This is the one. Is it the year? We'll find out. So yeah, that is one. I have this on my Kindle. I feel like I might possibly read it if I had a physical copy, but I have not done that yet. So we will see. Yeah, we're just gonna see how that goes. Alrighty, Switzerland. I have How to Catch an Errant Earl by Amy Rose Bennett. I got this one at an event in 2023, and I honestly just picked it up because the author was really nice, and I realized the other day, because this author is also attending Rare this year, and I was looking through and being like, I should probably read that one that I bought from her. This one's set in Switzerland, so perfect, amazing, there we go, there is Switzerland. Okay, next is Ukraine, and for that one I picked up The Sun Will Rise by Misha Zelinsky in late last year, September. I don't know what month it was, but I picked it up, and this one is set in Ukraine. It's inspired by true events of things that are happening in Ukraine at the moment, and it follows a young woman who is part of like the union, and when the Russians invade, she is like forced to do something for them. Something to do with the nuclear power plant, which I think is Chernobyl, but I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't name it by name. So I'm really interested in this one. I kind of can't wait to read it. I think it's going to be a really interesting read. Okay, and last but not least is of course the UK. This is subject to change because obviously I have so many books about the UK, I could just pick anything, but right now I think my plan is going to be to try and read Emma by Jane Austen. I started it, I read the first chapter, and then I have just been like, I should say I read the first chapter like 3 weeks ago, and then pretty much every day since then I've been like, I'm just not in the right headspace for it. I'm just can't focus enough to read Emma right now. So I'm going to try and make time for it during the readathon, but I also might end up reading something else. We're going to see. So that is everything. No idea how many countries I've got on here. I will talk about all of that and all of the plans and everything, as I said, when the readathon starts and I start the vlog. But for now, I hope you really enjoyed this. Thank you for bearing with me while I am feeling this way. Hopefully, I think part of it is that it's not just one thing, like it's not just one health flare. It's like all these tiny little health flares. And so it just kind of becomes this massive thing that I don't really... It's just like all of the symptoms are hitting at once for everything that I have, but all in slightly different ways. And it's great. It's a really fun time. I love being chronically ill. It's the best. But I am excited about the readathon, and I am not sure how much I'm going to get through, but we're going to really hope that I can read some of these, even if I just enjoy the books I'm reading. That would be a serious win at this point, because my reading has not been going to plan this year. But that's it for today. I will catch you all next time. I have no idea when that's going to be. We're just going to see. I'm not going to make any promises to myself or to you. And I will see you when I feel good enough to film, edit, and upload things. But hopefully that'll be soon. Okay. Bye.